जी तो बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम. Right. We come to our next article, which is called the transistor BJT transistor biasing circuit. There are commonly three biasing circuits available for the BJT. By biasing, we mean that we make or we prepare the transistor for amplification. By the term biasing, we mean that we prepare our BJT transistor for amplification. And there are three commonly used BJT biasing circuits, which are common base bias circuit, common emitter bias circuit, and common collector bias circuit.
सर
जी
रिक्वेस्ट थी, ये जो कॉमन एमीटर हमने सर्किट किया है, अगर इसके और कोई क्वेश्चन मिल जाते तो हम आपकी ज़ेर निगरानी मुकम्मल कर लेते, इससे हमें फ़ायदा भी होता और हमारी प्रैक्टिस भी हो जाती सर.
आप किसकी बात कर रहे हैं?
कॉमन एमीटर जो अभी हमने किया सर,
हाँ जी,
कॉमन एमीटर जो अभी हमने किया ना सर सर्किट.
वो बस ये ना कि आप ये जो आपकी दो बुक्स हैं उनको आप जरूर पढ़ें, उनकी थ्योरी और उनके एग्जाम्पल्स जरूर आप परफॉर्म करें.
सर अगर कहीं मसला हो जाता ना फिर वो तंगी होती है सर. लेक्चर तो आता है, हफ्ते के बाद हफ्ते तक वेट करना पड़ता है, तो गाइडेंस नहीं मिलती फिर दोबारा सर.
अच्छा अच्छा, नहीं तो आपको मैं ऑनलाइन लेक्चर अपलोड तो कर रहा हूँ.
अपलोड हैं सर, हम देख रहे हैं. जो आपने जैसे लोड लाइन बनाई है ना सर, उसी लोड लाइन को हम क्यू पॉइंट उसका आईसी और वीसी हम वो देख लेते. कोई इस तरह के दो तीन
हाँ नहीं
एग्जांपल्स आ जाती है, दो तीन
वो आप
सर्किट आ
फिक्र ना
जाते हैं.
करें कि ये लेक्चर भी मैं अपलोड तो करूंगा. मैं ये आज का लेक्चर भी अपलोड हो जाएगा.
नहीं वो तो है सर, लेकिन इसके अलावा प्रैक्टिकली कोई और सर्किट देख लेते, छोटे छोटे सर्किट, उससे हम कोई बड़ा बना लेते तो वो हमारे लिए बेहतर हो जाता, हम उसको सॉल्व
नहीं
कर
वो
लेते.
हाँ ठीक है, वो आपकी बात सही है, लेकिन इस कोर्स में अभी हम तो इंट्रोड्यूस करवा रहे हैं बीजेटी. ठीक है, तो अभी तो हम जैसे अभी हम करने जा रहे हैं बीजेटी के बाइसिंग सर्किट्स, तो अभी तो कंपोनेंट से मैं आप इंट्रोड्यूस करवा रहा हूँ. सो सर्किट्स तो आगे की अभी अगला आगे की बात है.
वही ना सर, जो सर्किट आया है ना सर, जो लोड लाइन आई है भाई, चलो भी ये सर्किट बना है, इसकी ये लोड लाइन है. छोटे छोटे सर्किट दो तीन क्वेश्चन हो जाते तो वो प्रैक्टिस भी हमारी बेहतर हो जाती और हमारी ग्रिप भी हो जाती सर. इन केस ये चला गया तो फिर दोबारा वो याददाश्त भी नहीं रहेगी सर.
चलिए इसको उसको मैं सोचता हूँ क्या करना है, मैं सोचता हूँ
ठीक, थैंक यू सर.
उसके लिए शायद कोई ट्यूटोरियल लेक्चर रख लेंगे.
सर वो अगर दो तीन क्वेश्चन हो जाए तो लोड लाइन पे भी ग्रिप
हाँ
आ
नहीं नहीं,
जाएगी.
आप क्वेश्चन आप जरूर नोट करें. आप बेशक नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में आप बेशक इंशाल्लाह क्वेश्चन करें मेरे साथ, वो जरूर आप नोट कर लें. ठीक है.
थैंक
Okay,
यू सर.
so now we are coming to our biasing circuits, and the first is the common base biasing circuit, and I will show the circuit which is normally adopted for common base biasing circuit. In figure 4.26, we see the practical common base bias circuit both for NPN and PNP case. Figure A shows the circuit for NPN circuit and figure B shows the case for PNP circuit. Why is it called the common base? Because if we look at figure A, the base terminal is common between the emitter side and the collector side, both for NPN and the PNP case. And in NPN case, we see that the emitter and the base have one independent power supply called VEE, whereas the collector and the base have another independent power supply called VCC. RE is the resistance connected between the base and VEE, and RC is the resistance connected between VCC and the collector. Now the current IC, this is the current IC over here. It can be represented by minus VCB over RC plus VCC plus over RC. Whereas the load line as developed is shown in figure 4.27. This figure represents the load line for common base configuration. And we will take this load line, we will replace the load line directly on our characteristic graph. So for various values of emitter current, we have the load lines for collector current and the voltage collector base. Now in this case, why are we taking IE and why not IB? This is if we return to the circuit, that this is the emitter current. The emitter current is the sum of base current and the collector current. By changing VE, we will change the value of base current, and as the base current changes, the collector current, which is equal to beta times IB, will also change, and the emitter current, which is the sum of the base current and the collector current, will change accordingly. Now in this circuit, we will change the value VEE and observe the changes in IC. IC is the function of the gain and the base current. Along with this, we will measure the voltage collector base. The load line is given by general formula IC is equal to minus VCB divided by RC plus VCC over RC. We will find the load line as shown in figure 4.28, and we will replace, or we will use this load line and we will insert it over our general characteristics. So in this general characteristic, we see the characteristic of the transistor along with the load line. Remember that this Q point represents any instantaneous value of the collector base voltage and the collector current for changing the various values of emitter current. And in our case, our emitter current is varied from 1 milliampere to 5 milliampere. Next configuration is, or the next biasing circuit is the common emitter biasing circuit. This is perhaps the most commonly used in the industry, and the common emitter circuit has a circuit diagram shown in figure 4.31 both for NPN case and PNP case. In this diagram, we are using a single DC source to bias the circuit. In this circuit, biasing means that we are preparing our circuit for amplification for NPN case and PNP case. In common emitter biasing circuit, it is called common emitter because the emitter terminal is common between the base and the collector. Therefore, the characteristics will be built again, and the load line, which we have seen already, is equal to graph built on the voltage collector meter on the x-axis and the collector current on the y-axis. And here we again see the point B and A as we did earlier. Whereas this equation of the line is given by formula minus VCE over RC plus VCC over RC. VCC over here represents one extreme point where collector current is 0, and VCC over RC represents the other side of the line where the collector emitter voltage is 0. We can draw or insert this graph of our general properties of the common emitter, and we get a DC load line operating graph. And this graph again, this time it is built with VCE, voltage collector meter, on the x-axis and the collector current on the y-axis. And here we have various values of base current. As we change the base current, we will have varying collector meter voltage and varying collector current. So this means that our base current is being amplified because the base current is in microamperes, whereas the collector current is in milliamperes. And next we come to our third biasing circuit, which is called the common collector biasing circuit. We have the general equations found in equation 4.25, and then we have the circuit of common collector bias circuit. And why it is called common collector? Because the collector terminal is now common between the base side and between the input side and the output side. The common collector the collector terminal is directly connected to VCC, whereas the base terminal is connected through resistance RB and the emitter terminal is connected through resistance RE. And our general equations for common collector are shown from equation 4.26 to equation 4.27. After this, we draw the we make our general equations. That is 4.28 represents our general formulas for common collector. Now, what is the purpose of all these three biasing circuits? Is that we prepare our transistor for amplification. However, we must not forget that the transistor is not only used for amplifier, it can also be used as a switch. So this brings us to our last article, that is the BJT inverter as a switch. And the switch here means that the transistor will either be on or off. And we can use this transistor by looking at circuit diagram number figure 4.42. This figure 4.42 represents the transistor being used as a switch. The switch never amplifies the input signal. It reproduces or introduces a phase shift of 180 degrees. That is, when the input signal is on, the output signal is off, and when the input signal is off, the output signal is on. And on the graph, while using a transistor as a switch, we are either at the cutoff mode or we are either at the saturation mode. We will never work in the amplification region while the transistor is being used as a switch. And the current that flows through the transistor is your saturating current. This IC saturated is the maximum base current. So we have to allow maximum base current to flow into the base so that maximum collector current flows into the collector side. So now let us come to example number 4.12. Example number 4.12 is an example of transistor being used as a switch. The circuit diagram is that we are using plus 5 volt as VCC. We are using 5 ohm resistance as RC, and we are taking output from collector terminal. The emitter terminal is grounded and the base terminal is connected to a resistance of 430 kilo ohms, and the input signal, which is again a 5 volt signal, is connected at the remaining side, alternate side of the resistance, 430 kilo ohm resistance. So the statement is that verify the circuit shown in figure 4.43 behaves like an inverter when input switches between 0 volt and 5 volt. Assume that transistor is silicon and beta is 100. So first of all, we find the base current. The base current is given by IB is equal to IB is equal to 5 minus 0.7 divided by 430 kilo ohm. Why are we taking why are we taking 0.7? 0.7 represents the voltage between base emitter PN junction, and 5 minus 0.7 is the voltage across our 430 kilo ohm resistance, and the current is equal to 100 microampere. Then after this, we find the collector current. Collector current is beta times IB, and beta is 100. IB is 10 microampere, which so IC is equal to 1 milliampere. Now, from this 1 milliampere, we can find the voltage drop across 5 kilo ohm resistance, which will give us VCE. VCE is equal to, if you look at the circuit, voltage collector emitter, this is VCE. VCE is equal to 5 volt minus voltage drop of 5 kilo ohm resistance. So VCE is equal to 5 minus bracket 1 milliampere multiplied by 5K is equal to 5 volts. So it is 0. So when we supply a current of 10 microampere, VCE is equal to 0 volts. So this gives us the verification that when input current is 10 microampere, the output voltage is almost 0 volts. I'm saying almost 0 volt because there is always some voltage drop across VCE, but this is a very, very small amount of voltage. So essentially VCE is equal to 0. What is the significance of VCE is equal to 0. If we can look back to the characteristics over here in figure 4.42 part number B, the characteristics, that here we have the VCE is equal to 0. So when we supply base current of 10 microampere, the voltage collector emitter is very small, almost 0 volt, and it saturates our transistor, and the transistor has output voltage of 0 volt, whereas the current is IC, it is quite large. In our case it was 1 milliamperes. So any questions so far?
And sir, how it is behaving as a switch?
It is behaving as a switch. Switch means on or off. When we supply 0 base current, what will be the value of IC?
Sir, it would be 0.
IC is equal to 0. If IC is equal to 0, then what is the voltage VCE?
Sir, 0.
It cannot be 0 because if you look at this circuit, when IC is equal to 0, the voltage drop across 5 kilo ohm resistance is also equal to 0 because IC is 0, therefore IC to 5K is equal to 0. Hence, voltage collector emitter is equal to 5 volts. So this means that when input voltage is 0, output voltage is 5 volts. And the second scenario, when we give 5 volt at the input, the base current is 10 microampere in this example, and the output voltage is 0 volts. So this means that our transistor is acting as a switch. When the input is 0, output is 5 volt, and when the input is 5 volt, the output is 0 volt. So it is acting as a switch, or we can also say that it is acting like an inverter, a logical inverter.
And sir, can we make it using common base biasing circuit?
We can make it using a common base, but using common emitter is much more convenient. So I would recommend that all the students should develop common emitter circuits. Okay, so class, thank you very much for your time. I will finish over here and I will shortly upload this video. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, sir.